Right from the 1960s, when Nigeria got its independence, the first coup, corruption was mentioned.
As in, how can the people now contribute in this fight against corruption?
When you look at it, fighting of corruption is not one man business. It's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. If we can come together and fight corruption, we can bury everything overnight.
As a citizen of Nigeria,
what can be done to make the society better? You know, as a woman here, you know, as a mother.
The society doesn't want to give these women opportunities because they think these women can come and dominate the role men play in the society.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the program, The Advocate. My name is Jack Vincent Fidelis and I'm your host. On The Advocate, on a weekly basis, we discuss issues of anti-corruption and accountability in governance. On a weekly basis as well, we bring guests who help us to highlight these issues. Today, I have a very special guest. My guest is Muhammad Umaru Esquire. He is the chairman, Nigerian Bar Association, Maiduguri. Sir, you're welcome.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
For the benefits of the general public, what are the functions of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, and how do these functions affect the general public?
Yes, the functions of the Nigerian Bar Association. Let me just put it in a very straight and simple way. If you look at the aims and objectives of the NBA, the Nigerian Bar Association in Nigeria, they are 1 to 14. Among the 1 to 14, if you look at it, the first one is maintenance and defense of the integrity of the bar and the judiciary. That is one of the functions of the NBA. Secondly, if you look at it, is the promotion of the continuing education of the members of the bar and at the same time the administration of justice system in Nigeria. Therefore, if you go deep, you see that lawyers in their functions, they will also have to see that they adhere to the etiquette of the profession. All these things I'm summarizing it for one to know that once you adhere to these things as your functions, being a member of the NBA or the NBA in a whole, certainly you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, and the Nigerians will benefit from it in whatever functions they want to do.
Good. And you think from what you've said, Nigerians, the ordinary general public, have something to benefit from your activities?
Very well. If you look at the other functions or aims and objectives of the bar, is to assist by giving legal aid, by giving his own services ex gratia on pro bono basis. That is free of charge. He will assist the downtrodden in the society or the vulnerables in the society where they want to access justice.
Okay. Yes. Corruption and lack of accountability in governance is quite endemic in Nigeria. It has given Nigeria a bad name over the years. So, what is the contribution of the Nigerian Bar Association to the fight against corruption and lack of accountability in governance?
Yep, the Nigerian Bar Association has a tremendous contribution if you look at one of the functions I just said, the adherence to the experts of the profession. When you go extra, certainly you're not going to adhere to the experts of the profession. Then being a lawyer, you must have to advise the clients in accordance with the law. Where they are wrong, you should tell them that they are wrong. Just let me give you an example. We just had a town hall meeting with a theme towards tackling corruption in Borno State, prospects and challenges. And in that town hall meeting, we brainstormed, deliberate on issues of corruption, like bail is free, and bail is free either in court or police stations, and then all other facets of life. Certainly, people should be corrupt free. And in that, we come up with a communique where we all agreed that in those agreements, one of it is that the Chief Judge of Borno State, he even said that whosoever found or attempts to collect bribe and he was reported, certainly he will be visited with dismissal. These are the things that the members of the bar should do in trying to show that people also become or live in a corrupt-free society, particularly Nigeria. Whenever you have a client, ask your client. We are just like a doctor. He don't need to hide anything. He must tell you the truth. He has a petition before the EFCC and he was reported and he engaged you as a lawyer. You just go through it and also cross-examine him. From your little cross-examinations in your brief, you realize where he falls.
The NBA, you have elections. You were elected to your office as chairman of the NBA.
Very well.
Can it be referred? What is political about your group? I don't want to say, is it a political organization? But because you have elections, there is the element of politics in the NBA. That's just what I want you to clarify.
Politics or politicking, wherever you think that you want to make selection, certainly there must be politicking. Okay. Then in the politicking, then you must have to do it or play it based on the rules and regulations you set. Therefore, we do our own politics within the rules and regulations of the Nigerian Bar Association.
Are your activities affected by the executive? Your activities as members of the Nigerian Bar Association, are they in any way influenced or affected by the government of the day?
No, as an independent body and then the voice of the voiceless, as a pressure group, certainly no government will affect our activity. Whenever we see that something is going wrong, we must have to tell the government or tell the people. And then as we are ministers in the Temple of Justice, when we know that the procedure is this and the government is doing it other way around, then we must have to tell the government to respect the rule of law. That is one of the duty or functions of the NBA.
All right. When people are taken to court, especially for corrupt cases, lawyers have a big role to play. So I just want you to tell Nigerians about the aftermath of corrupt persons or corrupt institutions, that are brought to court. What happens to these people?
We have seen several.
From your experience?
Yes, we have seen several examples in Nigeria. Somebody will be privileged to be appointed into an office or elected into an office. At the time when he was sworn in, number of his vehicles, number of his houses, and some other times you may even know number of his shoes and clothes. But at the end of the day, after leaving the office after 4 years or 8 years for the executive governors or other appointed politicians, then you will see that they have submerged certain wealth that certainly if you ask them to account, they will find it very difficult. And that's what leads to several petitions. Maybe at the time when they are in office, they didn't do certain things that they're supposed to do, and they failed to do it. Then at the end of the day, they will be taken to court. Some other times you will see from experience. Just give an example of one person who was appointed in a very higher office and in the federation, and then when he was served with interim forfeiture of some of his houses and what have you. They refused to engage a counsel to defend that, and they deliberately leave it, and at the end of the day, the court now granted the absolute forfeiture where they forfeit the property to the government. That is, if it were your own legitimate well, certainly even if it's one farm, you will not leave it. Be it property in Abuja or in any of your villages. But because you know how you got it, therefore then you will not say, okay, if they have pinpointed this, I have hid certain ones, and then the hidden one, they didn't see it, then let it be. And at the end of the day, you will see that his children, they are in maybe UK or they are in American and so schooling. Then they will be sent back home because you will not be able to pay the school fees.
Thank you very much.
You see, these are the aftermath of all this kind of issue of corruption.
Thank you very much, Muhammad Umaru, Esquire, Chairman, Nigerian Bar Association, Maiduguri. I am quite impressed by your contribution so far.
Thank you.
Viewer, that is the first segment of our program. We have to pay some bills. If you don't go away, we'll continue.
Right from the 1960s, when Nigeria got its independence, the first coup, corruption was mentioned.
As in, how can the people now contribute in this fight against corruption?
When you look at it, fighting corruption is not one man business. It's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. If we can come together and fight corruption, we can bury everything overnight.
As a citizen of Nigeria,
What can be done to make the society better? As a woman here, as a mother.
The society doesn't want to give these women opportunities because they think these women can come and dominate the role men play in the society.
Welcome back. The program is The Advocate, a program where we discuss issues of anti-corruption and accountability in governance. My guest is Muhammad Umaru, Esquire. He is the chairman of Nigerian Bar Association. So far, he has been doing very well. So far, he has been impressive. And it's on that note that I want to say, is there hope for a better Nigeria going forward?
Yeah, there's a hope. If you will vividly recall when the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, lived in Nigeria, the office, he was asked, why did you leave to Nigeria? He said, hope. Therefore, that hope is still here. And then Nigerians have the hope that in the nearest future, this issue or the attack corruption certainly will be fought. And then Nigerians will find it that in Nigeria, we will have an officer whom if you offer anything like bribe, he is the one to report you and not for him to ask you. Like for instance, in our town hall meeting, we agreed, the representative of the police commissioner, the DCP Yomi Esquire, he was there too, and he assured us that bail is free, and he meant it. Bail is free. Therefore, we resolved that whosoever went to any of the police station and he found that any officer asked for that, certainly he is only quitting his own job. Certainly he will be dismissed if found guilty. Therefore, the hope for Nigerians is that we have tested it and we have seen it, that corruption is trying to pack its own luggage and leave Nigeria and leave the governance of Nigeria for good.
Thank you very much.
Certainly when the corruption leaves us, and all of us will enjoy, and we have started seeing it.
We hope so.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, Is there any scenario, or could there be a scenario where somebody is not defended in court by lawyers because of corruption against them? Could there be a scenario like that? Or you are there to defend anybody who comes looking for your services?
No. In legal practice, whatever you are doing, you should know one principle, that if you want to fight from the just side. Even if you fail, you succeed in mitigation. Therefore, if a client comes and then it happens that he's from the wrong side, you look for the mitigation for him. If, for instance, like a corruption issue, you ask him to refund whatever he had that he has looted earlier, he should refund it. After refunding it, he has to face a trial. In our own conduct of lawyers, the professional conduct, it's wrong for a lawyer to refuse to defend somebody who has any criminal charge. But in a civil matter, where from your little cross-examinations or briefing by the client, you realize that that thing doesn't belong to him, you can outrightly tell him that I will not defend you.
And then he has the right to seek the services of someone else?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, he will come back and tell you that, yes, you have told me the right thing, and then I have seen it. Because he will be convicted at the end of the day. After he has been convicted, you have lost the case, then certainly he will now say, so lawyer is a good lawyer. Because the clients also defined us. They will sit down and say, if you have bad case, go to lawyer A. If you have good case, go to lawyer Z. Therefore, that is what is going on ground.
So, what can the governments and citizens of Nigeria do so that we can have the Nigeria of our collective dreams?
What Nigerians should do, and all of us should do, is that, one, we should shun corruption, we should hate corruption. That is one. Two, it should be responsibility of all. It's a collective something that we have to come together and fight it. If I see anything wrong, I should speak, I should talk, and I should report. Therefore, if you are working under somebody and the head of the office is doing something wrong and you are the secretary, you have to talk, you have to act.
Is this not easier said than done? Given the politics of the offices, do you outrightly report your boss?
Certainly you will do. There are suggestion boxes in each and every organization. I believe up to today they are existing.
And then you don't need to have your name.
Of course, yes. You just write whatever you have seen wrong and drop it there. And it works. Some other times we use the social medias. If you have concrete reasons and evidences and what have you, certainly you are out of whatever you call it and hate speech. You are out of there for defamation, label and what have you, slander. You are out. Then you can go ahead on the social media and say it out.
Now, I just want to know if there's any symbiotic working relationship between the Nigerian Bar Association on the one hand and anti-graft agencies like the EFCC on the other hand.
Very well.
Okay, what are these cooperation you have?
Yes, the cooperation, one, let me put it this way first. We all have respective faiths and respective religions that we are in. And therefore, if somebody is doing it, you have to be guided by your religious ethics first. Secondly, then the profession itself. If I have a case of any case in the EFCC, what lawyers usually do, you go there, you are not there to stop the ICPC or the EFCC from doing their work, but you will ask, you demand for the petitions, you go through the petitions. If certainly they have a case there, there is nothing wrong for you advising your client to do the right thing. You are not there to fight them, but you are there to do your functions as lawyer, to represent somebody. The Constitution did not say you should be defended by somebody. You should be represented by a lawyer, represented by a legal practitioner. You are there to represent him. In representing him, then now, from there one will know your color.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And then you see, we have the executive,
Yes.
we have the legislature,
Yes.
and the judiciary.
Yes.
These are forms of government that are supposed to be independent of each other and probably serve as checks and balance for one another. But I don't know if I'm right about that. I'm not the professional here.
Yes, you are right. One thing that made these arms of government, particularly legislature and judiciary, not functioning the way we expect, is the financial autonomy.
Okay.
When you have financial autonomy,
we will get
certainly
to, we will get to that. Because I'm interested in the fact that in some quarters, there are speculations that the executive overshadows the other arms. The other arms dance to the whims and caprices of the executive. And that in itself, and in the eyes of the people, is a corrupt practice. Do you subscribe to this, or what do you have to say about it?
Very well. Corruption doesn't mean collection of money, taking money, or looting money.
Yeah.
Corruption means going against the rules and regulation and functions of your office, that the way and manner you should do it. If you refuse to do it because somebody is above you or somebody is in the executive overpowering you, certainly call yourself a corrupt officer in charge or heading that organization.
Thank you very much. I actually wish we could go on and on so that we explain more of this, but we are short of time. I appreciate you being here, and I hope subsequently, if we invite you, we'll have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, that is the much we can take on the program for this week, The Advocate. If you've had a wonderful time being with us, why not do it again? Same time, same station, next week. Until then, so long.